Hello, this is Joseph Payne, just here to show off one of my most recent projects. So for this project, have been challenged to create a simple Java program within 2 weeks. So prior to doing this program, I had no knowledge of Java and using it at all. So bear with me a little bit. But this program was made to take in the data for a card from a trading card game called Magic the Gathering, and then input it into a storage, in this case, a file. So we have our just all of my code right here. So you can see that there is some separators for a land, a creature, and an instant, which are different types of cards. You can see down here, we have it writing it to a file. And then we have the class card. The class card is what keeps most of the data for each of the cards in each time. And then I just store each of those cards in an array until I'm ready to print it to the file. So if we just run this file real quick. So first thing it does is it asks us how many cards I'd like to input. For this, I'm just going to show off 3. That way I can show off each of the different type of cards and show that each works. So in this specific instant, in this program, both an instant and a sorcery function generally the same. But for our first card, we're going to do the basic land card of a mountain. Now, a mountain card is a land card. And strangely enough, has the subtype mountain. The effect of the mountain is if you tap it, you can add 1 red mana to your mana pool. For card 2, we'll do a creature. We'll just do a basic goblin. A goblin is a creature. Now, unlike a land card, a creature card has a mana cost. So for this instance, we're just going to assume that this goblin costs 1 red mana. And the subtype of goblin is, surprisingly, goblin. Now, the ability of a goblin, it doesn't really have an ability. So I can just press enter and I don't have to worry about that. So a goblin has a power of 1 and a toughness of 1. And we have our goblin. For the third one, we're going to do an instant. And for this one, I'm using the counter spell. Now, counterspell is an instant. And the counterspell has a mana cost of 1 blue mana. The subtype of counterspell, it actually doesn't have one, so we'll just press enter and leave that blank. The effect of counterspell is to counter 1 target spell. Now, I have implemented a way that I can view each of these cards. So for instance, card number 1, which in our case is the mountain card. So mountain is a land mountain card. Its effects or abilities are tap 1 to add red to mana pool. Would I like to see another one? We'll say yes. And we'll look at our creature. So that would be our goblin, which is in space number 2. So our goblin is a creature goblin card. It costs 1 red mana. Its effects and abilities are nothing. It has a power and toughness of 1/1. And we'll say I won't see another card just because to get on with things. So if I would like to not see another card, it immediately creates the file and writes each of those cards to that file, sorry. So I can now look at this file, and you can see right here we have our mountain, which is a land card. It can tap to add 1 to red mana. You have our goblin, which costs 1 red mana. It's a creature goblin, and it's 1/1 in terms of power and toughness. Then you have our counter spell, which costs a blue mana. It's an instant, and then it's a counter target spell. So there you go. Thank you for watching, and thank you for supporting my work.